I love building LEGO Star Wars creations, and some time ago LEGO released probably the best LEGO Star Wars Battle Pack ever made. But the question is, can it be even better? That's what we are going to find out in this video, where I challenge myself to upgrade every aspect of it to then create an awesome Clone Wars battle diorama. Let's begin! This set provides a great building experience, thanks to variety of awesome minifigures and many of fun Republic and Separatist builds, from which my favorite is definitely the STAP, which I have always enjoyed as a kid. Refreshed Super Battle Droids are such a great addition, especially after almost a decade of their absence in sets. The most unique figures are Phase 2 plain clone troopers that we have awaited for so long. A great bonus too is another shock trooper. Now I only need LEGO to bring the wolf pack next. It's time to upgrade the entire set. Let's start with the Republic turret, which gets the job done, but it's a bit too simple for my taste. I'm creating a circular shaped base on which I'm mounting this very cool looking heavy blaster. I'm adding to it armored panels protecting the gunner, but I think it will be beneficial to add similar armor to the entire gunner position. On the back I'm adding additional protection too. I'm very happy with how great this gunner position turned out. So yeah, I maybe took this design a bit too far in comparison to the original model, but I really love how this came out. It's a really nice thing that LEGO decided to remake the original clone speeder from 2007's Battle Pack, but honestly something here isn't working, especially in the back section. I'm going to use the BARC Speeder design as my base. Fortunately, I designed one some time ago and now we are going to modify it. To retain Speeder's appearance from the Battle Pack, I'm making the gunner position on the back of the Speeder, instead in the sidecar like we have usually seen it in the Clone Wars. Probably the sidecar would be a better option, but I'm glad with what we ended up with. And here is how the two speeders look side by side. It's time for the minifigures. The B2 battle droids are great as they are. For the B1 battle droids, I will attach the tan ingot piece in combination with tan minifigure hand to create simple battle droid backpack. The clone troopers are great, but unfortunately they lack accessories, which is probably the biggest and the only real flaw of this set. 1 year ago, LEGO made 501st Specialist Battle Pack, which introduced micro binoculars, which we can make even more accurate by using LEGO's leftover sticker sheet to cut from it a black line and add it to the visor. I think this looks great. Of course, if you want to have a permanent effect, you can always paint it. Using the same sticker method, I will make one of the troopers as a heavy trooper from the Republic Special Forces. I will add a backpack from 501st Heavy Trooper. Kama piece. Man, I would love LEGO to do physical wasescapes again. And finally a worthy weapon. The third trooper I will equip with the rocket launcher to fight the Tri-Droids. And here is the final minifigure lineup. Let's move on to the Droid Vehicles. Honestly, LEGO always did a great job on designing their STAPs. They might be a bit too big, but they are sturdy and work nicely with LEGO minifigures. I want to change a bit the upper part to make more accurate proportions. I'm removing the upper part to place my new design, and yes, it still isn't working. So I decided to redesign the STAP completely. I'm creating simple components to which are going to be attached battle droids. Then I'm making the upper section with much smaller cannons. I'm finishing the model with new front panel. Here is how our redesign of the STAP turned out. I think it was a great change, especially that now it's really close to minifigure scale and proportions are much nicer. Let's move on to the Tri-Droid, which is quite close to the minifigure scale, but it's still a bit too big. Of course we are referencing the smaller version which we saw on Utapau in Revenge of the Sith, not the huge version as seen during the Battle of Three Sophies in 2008's The Clone Wars. Fortunately, I have already designed such droid, which I used in my Utapau mock from 2022. Now I only need to make some simple changes and redesign it to fit the new grey and blue color scheme. And we have here redesigned Tri-Droid, which looks much nicer next to the minifigures. More accurate look and scale I managed to achieve by a small sacrifice of strong leg connections, but they look much better in my opinion. Using these new models, let's create a Clone Wars battle to put these designs to the test on a minifigure scale diorama. For nicer display aesthetic, I'm going to use a bit extended black frame from my most recent creation, Assault on Takodana based on Star Wars Battlefront 2. Let's put all previously redesigned builds to figure out the layout for the entire battle scene. Now I'm going to quickly fill up the base for the future terrain. Let's start working on the terrain, for which I chose combination of beautiful dark green color mixed with dark grey stones, and some brighter grass in olive green color. I'm very happy with the effect so far. And here is how our clone speeder presents itself in the scenery. Let's continue. I'm focusing on the stone area that will lead to the big rock formation, which we'll make soon. I'm using variety of wedge plates to nicely blend the grass and stone sections, as well as to make unevenness of the terrain, so it won't be unnaturally flat. I'm glad how nicely different levels blend with each other. Let's finish remaining part of the green terrain using various tiles and plates. With the right side of the MOC completed, let's move our attention to the left side. Here the clone gunner position is going to be placed, so let's extend the grass section and let's prepare the stone foundation. Let's attach our clone turret. The clone gunner position looks great and adds a nice pop of color to this section. Let's quickly complete this stone area. The time has come, exit to start working on a tall stone arch. To build its right side, I'm using snot technique, which means building on the side. I'm trying my best to make as naturally looking shapes as it's possible in LEGO form. I'm so happy how it came out. I want the STAP droids to attack through it, which will make a fun and dynamic scene. Let's complete the last bit of the remaining terrain. The front part on the left side of the stone arch I'm building in a regular way by utilizing a lot of various slow parts. Let's prepare the next section for the side building. I worked a bit off camera to figure out the exact shaping which I want to achieve for this section. I'm extending the foundation for the side building, as well as I'm shaping the upper front section of the stone arch. I'm connecting visually both stone pillars together and I'm starting my work on the upper section of the right pillar. In meantime, I completed the entire center section. Let's complete the stone arch by adding some final shapes and blending the green grass with stones. I thought that stone arch would look even better with some pop of color, so I decided to add these uniquely looking trees with dark red leaves, and yeah, they look great here. Let's add final details like some containers and crates, as well as more vegetation in olive green color. It's time for the most fun part of the building, so adding the builds we designed and the minifigures. I'm very happy with the final result. The battle scene looks epic with all the builds and minifigures fit into the scenery of this custom world of Renox 5, a moon in the Outer Rim. I'm especially glad with the color palette. Dark shades of green, red and grey combined with bits of olive green complements each other so well. If you enjoyed these creations, check out my other LEGO creation visible on the screen.